end of the day, some people aren't going to throw this disc or this disc just because they have something in the bag that they already like. Tell the people an honest review. If you love them, great, tell them. And if you hate them, tell them that you hate them.
However, is something special. I might be bagging a couple of these, so I'm super stoked for this to come out. Welcome back to Bonanza Disc Golf. Today, I think I have like a world or YouTube exclusive in terms of disc reviews. And to make sure I do it justice, I filled my whole bag with the most variety of putters and mid-ranges that I own, so that we could see what these discs fly like. Because today, we're gonna be reviewing the Trash Panda prototype recycled discs that hopefully will have PDGA approval sometime soon, to see how they actually fly from a third-party perspective. We're here with Jesse, obviously. First touch with the new discs. The mid, I was expecting more gummy than this. The plastic looks like candy. Yeah. So I was expecting it to be like super gummy.
Literal gum.
I don't throw anything that's this gummy right now.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like Jawbreaker, but a little more like slick tacky.
It feels good. I'm interested to see, is this the same plastic for the putter? I'm like a retro putter, so like I like it a little bit stiffer, especially because it's like 100 degrees today. So I'm very interested to see how this goes. Anything I should know?
Like I told you, I'm super biased, but no, the mid has a little bit of beef to it. They both have a little bit of fade. At the end of the day, you're in Colorado. Yeah. That's how it's gonna be.
So shout out for Jesse at Trash Panda for letting me borrow these discs for the day. It was such a pleasure to meet you. Here's a couple of clips from his shot, as well as of these discs, and then we'll get into a full review to find exactly what they fly like, and if, when they come out, you should think about bagging them. So it's obviously so neat that recycled discs are becoming a reality and that Jesse and Trash Panda are so sustainable with everything that they do. But it's no secret that up here in Colorado, I'm in Denver right now, it's 5,000 plus feet of elevation, which is probably not gonna be what you're playing at if you're not in a mountainous state. And so I don't wanna just throw these and see how they fly. I wanna compare them to all the mids and putters that I own to see what they fly most similarly to and what they feel like. But first, just out of the gate, they feel a little bit gummy. Obviously, they're a little bit pliable, but not too much so. You can't fold this thing in half without breaking it. The bead kind of feels like my EMAC Truth, maybe kind of like a buzz. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't thrown buzzes a lot, to be honest with you. And the putter itself, I really like. It's not too deep. You can absolutely power grip it. I don't do a lot of fan gripping, but that also feels really comfortable. And this is how I putt. I'm gonna play a full round with these, which I'll also release tomorrow on the channel. But first, here are all the putters that I'm gonna be putting them up against, and here are all the mids. Honestly, first though, because most of these don't fly the same, I'm gonna throw these first, and I'll probably be able to eliminate some of these. Let's give them a rip. We're gonna start out with some backhands, 60% power, putter first. Wow. I'm kind of impressed with that. I did not throw that hard, and that didn't want to turn over at all. I threw it maybe a little bit hyzer. Try to throw this one flat at 60%, and let's just see how far we get them. Wow. They are pretty beefy. I really like that. Obviously, we're in Colorado, so everything's gonna be a little bit beefier, which is why I wanted to compare it against a bunch of other discs. If you have the other discs in the other climates, they should fly the same. Let's go see how far I threw those. Mid-range is right there, putter right here. And the putter, wow, U-Disc is saying 269. So we can say 250 at least confidently. And over here for the mid-range, 289. I'd say that feels about right. Let's try to give them full rips. I can already tell what discs I feel like they will feel like. Go ahead and place down our Trash Panda Mini and our Trash Panda hat. I'll leave links down below if you definitely want to go support Jesse. Awesome guy, super deserves it. This one I'm gonna try to go close to full power. So I'm really gonna try to throw them flat and high and see if they had any turn in them. That was flat, but it was low. Just held its line though, even though it was slightly turned, and that was against the wind. It did not want to turn over. That's funky. That felt real good. Wow. I think I know what disc that flies like already. You seem very shapeable. I'm definitely impressed, Jesse. Very impressed. Oh yeah, here it is. So not really a great rip with the, I mean, I don't know. 270, 280 with the putter, but that mid, 353. That's about as far as I push my mids on full distance. Really happy to see that it doesn't look like you're losing distance, because honestly, being homemade, that was one of the things I was a little worried about, is whether or not they would actually hold up to, I don't know if it's higher quality control, but sometimes you just trust big manufacturers more than the little guy for like high quality products that you're gonna rely on. So far, only 2 throws in, these feel good. Okay, the putter does want to turn when I throw it full power, but it doesn't want to burn over. I have more questions about what the putter flies like than the mid. Yep. Maybe even more stable. If we're looking at mids, I'm easily gonna eliminate my Woof, super flippy, Fuse, pretty flippy, Meteor, relatively flippy. I'm interested if it's between my Rock X3, I wish I had a Rock 3 to test it against, Rock X3, and then I have an EMAC Truth in a Lucid plastic and an EMAC Truth in a base plastic, but I'm pretty sure it's flying more like my Lucid EMAC Truth, which I really like, but I'm gonna test it against these 3 discs. The putter, I don't know if I have anything that flies like it, to be completely honest with you.
So to be as fair as I possibly could, I wanted to throw them at 60% power because I'd probably be able to more accurately recreate that than trying to give it a full rip every single time.
Really focus on giving them the same height this time, and I'm gonna throw EMAC Truths back to back, because even though this flew pretty straight, I feel like it had the best snap out of all of them, and it was a little bit more stable and shorter. It was the same distance essentially as this disc, and I threw this disc way lower than this one. Oh yeah, that one's flipping into the headwind. Yeah, that is so much more stable. Even into that headwind. Wow, I'm very impressed with that so far. I think that one just comes out higher for me. But those are the same flights into the wind. Yeah. That's the disc. Now let's figure out what the putter is. And obviously when I say figure out what it is, I'm not saying that that is an EMAC Truth. It's got slightly different characteristics. I think it's even a little bit more stable, but somehow also more workable. It comes out of my hand a little bit faster than the EMAC Truth does. I think that's because of the type of plastic. I like these premium feeling plastics, but that being said, I really like a base plastic on my putters or my mids as upshot discs. They don't get nearly as much skip normally, and they're gonna sit by the basket better. So I really like that feels kind of like a hybrid between a premium and a base. And just for the record, that's my EMAC Truth, throwing it higher. Trash Panda disc is way up there, about 50 feet ahead.
Luckily, I was able to eliminate all of my flippy putters, so these are all of my stable putters that I'm throwing here to kind of get an idea of what this might be or similar to.
All right, there's only a couple I feel like that could be. Wizard, BT Soft Shield, Luna. I'm gonna eliminate AVR X3 because mine was given to me as my first disc I ever got, super beat in. Maybe Sky got 4, that pink one, but I've also thrown that into some trees. I think those are the only options so far. I do wanna see how far that is. I feel like I ripped those even though it was only 60%-ish. Yeah, this putter is at 320 feet. All right, we're gonna give it one more set of throws back towards all my stuff because I wanna see how it handles into the wind because that'll really tell us what the stability of the disc is like.
Honestly, I was gonna show all these throws, but as you'll see as I'm about to show you the Trash Panda disc, I don't know if there was anything that was super similar to it.
Yeah, that's got some turn. That's more turn than the other two discs, so it's definitely not those. That went very straight, but far. But I don't think there's a putter equivalent for me, honestly, at least that I own. Into a pretty strong headwind, 260 feet, so that's honestly not bad. Let's go ahead and give it some shots here. I'm most interested to see how this flies the putter on the forehand. Pretty sure I know exactly how this is gonna fly, which I really like the shapeability of this disc. Interested to see if this is actually usable on a forehand drive. Oh, no way. Yeah, that's a slot I don't have in my bag. That is perfect. It's like between a Sky God and just a straight. It's like not overstable, but it's not just straight. Ooh, I like that a lot. I threw that on a little bit of hyzer. I think I threw the putter farther, honestly. Here's the mid. Wow, that's pretty good on a forehand for a mid for me, 290. This might be the longest forehand I've ever had with a putter. I'm gonna screenshot this, 311 feet. On forehands, these are super solid discs. We have one more thing to check before I go and play my round, and that is how the putter puts. So the way that I putt is with this grip. I keep this knuckle here because I used to try to go like that, and my hands are small, so it wasn't able to come out very fast. It doesn't feel like it's gonna cling on, even though it's gummy, which I like. But honestly, this feels a little bit more dense in the top, which I like a lot. It feels pretty similar to this Pure, just a tiny bit bigger on this little lip here, similar to the Warden in terms of the flat top. My Warden's pretty beat up, but the top is very, very flat. Kind of like if you were to like tone down a harp or a zone and round it a little bit, but kind of keep it pretty flat there, which makes it have a really nice feeling coming out of the hand. Well, that's the first tree I hit with it, so that's fun. Sorry, Jesse. So, how are these discs to play a full round in? Unfortunately, I don't have a Panda for the illustration. If I'm being completely honest with you, I don't think this mid-range is anything insane. I do think that as someone who cares about the environment and having a planet like 100 years from now, I think that this is a really important innovation in disc golf because it's not indifferent to any of the big manufacturer, slightly more overstable discs. The putter, however, is something special, I think. It's probably my favorite putter that I've ever putted with, to be completely honest with you. So Jesse, super congrats on these discs. I'm so stoked about them, and especially can't wait for this to come out because I might be bagging a couple of these for putting and for throwing because it feels pretty hefty, but a lot of that weight seems to be distributed in the top instead of the sides, meaning that I can spin it well, but it's not gonna go far past the basket, hits the ground and just kind of sits. It'll maybe get a tiny, tiny skip. This one I saw get maybe one skip, but nothing crazy, only on like mulch and pine straws. It wasn't super glidey, which I really like for a putting putter because I feel like I can give a lot more juice to it. Definitely, once he's come out, check him out. Check out Jesse's channel. I'll leave links down below to support him because he was supporting me in this channel, and I'll leave the link below to one of my favorite videos that he's done. But after you check out Jesse's channel or before, go watch my full round with these discs. It'll be uploaded tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. if you're watching this video as it comes out. Thanks for checking me out if you're here from Jesse's channel. Really appreciate everybody. Excited to be making more content, and I have like a billion videos in the pipeline. See you soon.